Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, Attorney General Pam Bondi, virtually every single Fox News host, and the vast majority of people in right-wing media are smearing Kilmar Abrego Garcia by saying that he is and has been a member of MS-13, a violent El Salvadoran street gang. They are stating it as fact. They are stating that judges have made this determination. Every single word of that is a lie. Every bit of it. They are also saying that he was here illegally in the United States. That is a lie. I have a court order, an order from a federal judge from United States Immigration Court in Baltimore, Maryland. This order is dated October 10th, 2019. And the respondent in the case is Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The United States had brought a removal action against him to remove him from the United States. So let's read through this a little bit. The respondent, Mr. Abrego Garcia, is a citizen of El Salvador. The United States alleged that he is not a citizen, he is a native of El Salvador, and that he entered the United States illegally and was not then admitted into the United States after some type of an interaction with an immigration officer. The respondent conceded all of those facts. As relief from removal, the respondent filed a Form I-589 application for asylum, withholding from removal, and relief under Article 3 of the Convention Against Torture. The respondent and his wife both testified in support of those applications. The court considered the arguments of both parties, the testimony, supporting evidence, and the record carefully. And I'm going to skip ahead to the order, but then we're going to couple other things. So he filed his asylum claim late. So the respondent's application for asylum is denied. He filed an application to saying, if you're going to remove me from the United States, remove me to any other country except El Salvador. That's called an application for withholding of removal. The court is withholding the government's ability to remove him to that country, El Salvador. The respondent's application for withholding of removal is granted. Can't take him to El Salvador. The respondent's application for withholding of removal under the Convention Against Torture is denied. His allegations of torture had to do with a street gang instead of allegations being made against the El Salvador government itself, as required. But let's read the fact pattern here, as alleged in Mr. Abrego Garcia's application. Or this was found, this was the testimonial evidence as presented to the court, and the judge's name is David Jones, United States Immigration Judge, Baltimore, Maryland. The respondent, so this is 2019, the respondent is a 24-year-old native of El Salvador. He was born in 1995 in Los Nogales neighborhood of San Salvador, El Salvador. The respondent testified that he fears returning to his country because the Barrio 18 street gang was targeting him and threatening him with death because of his family's pupusa business. Would they be threatening him if he was a member of MS-13? They were trying to recruit him into their gang. You don't get to do that if he's already a member of another gang like MS-13. The respondent's mother, Cecilia, ran the pupusa business out of her home. Although the business had no formal storefront, everyone in the town knew to get their pupusas from his mother, Cecilia. The respondent's father, brother, and two sisters also helped run the family business. The respondent's job was to go to the grocery store and buy the supplies needed for the pupusas. And then he and his brother would do deliveries 4 days a week to the people in the town that had ordered their pupusas from his mom, Cecilia. At some point, Barrio 18 realized the family was making money from their family business, and they began extorting the respondent's mother, Cecilia. They demanded a regular stipend of rent money from the business, beginning with monthly payment and then recurring weekly payments. The gang threatened to harm respondent and his older brother Caesar and the family in general if their demands were not met. Alternatively, they told Cecilia that if they could not pay the extortion money, she could turn his older brother Caesar over to become a part of their gang. The Abrego family paid the money on a regular basis whenever they could and hid Caesar from the gang. On one occasion, the gang came into the family's home and threatened to kill Caesar if the family did not pay the rent. They also threatened to rape Mr. Garcia's mother and two sisters. The family responded by sending the older brother to the United States. Then they moved to a different neighborhood. The gang followed him and told gang members in that town the story. So that branch of the gang started making similar threats, threatened to rape his sisters unless they paid, threatened to kill the entire family if they went to the police. His father was a former policeman and knows the level of corruption among law enforcement in El Salvador. And it eventually got bad enough that the family sent Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States as well. And he came to the United States somewhere around 2011. He married a U.S. citizen about 10 years ago. They have 3 kids. He was in the United States under a granted application for withholding of removal when ICE picked him up sometime in the early March. March 15th, he was put on a plane and sent to a prison in El Salvador. This court order from a federal judge prevents the United States government from taking him to El Salvador. This is a court order that the Trump administration ignored. They ignored a second federal judge court order when they took him to El Salvador on March 15th. And they've been ignoring that same judge in the United States Supreme Court ever since. Do you know what's not anywhere in here? There is no judicial determination anywhere in a trial court or appellate court level that says that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a member or ever has been a member of MS-13. If you think that exists in a federal court document, I invite you to find it and show it to me. It does not exist. That determination has never been made by a court, ever, with regard to this young man. Everybody in the Trump administration is lying to you, and people who are repeating this talking point are doing that because they're dumb and gullible enough to believe the Trump administration. He is not now, nor has he ever been a member of MS-13. So just shut up.